Many people first experienced the world of Final Fantasy VII through Crisis Core on the PSP, and therefore, Zack Fair is loved by a big chunk of the Final Fantasy VII community. So, as soon as Square announced Crisis Core Reunion, the fans were going absolutely ballistic with excitement. We have all been eager to experience Crisis Core's story on a modern console, and we will finally be able to do so. This is where grown men cry again with the video game after 15 years. Or perhaps this time, things can be a little bit different. As you know, the original PSP release of Crisis Core fleshes out Zack's tale, which we only briefly came to know in the PS1 game. Spoiler alert, the game ends with Zack's death, and Square doesn't hold back in making a big show of the scene. It's got that sense of finality to it, leaving no room for the usual line, "But what if he's alive?" However, Kitase did a recent interview, and the real eyebrow raiser is his comments on the story. Kitase said that the narrative in Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion will basically not change from the original game, but then goes on to note, however, even if we say that, there might be some who played Remake or watched the Rebirth trailer and felt that something was off. If you played Final Fantasy VII Remake, you know it's not shaping up to share the original's continuity, and while a lot of changes to its early and mid-game can be said that happened due to a more modern retelling, the end starts tossing everything you knew about the classic out of the window, with that big ending that showed us that Zack isn't dead in Final Fantasy VII Remake. And of course, that's the bit that doesn't line up with Crisis Core. Since Kitase confirmed that the development of Crisis Core Reunion was done alongside VII Remake, and that they consider Crisis Core Reunion as part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, I honestly believe that Crisis Core Reunion will link up with Final Fantasy VII Remake's ending. But at the same time, I don't believe that this new game will remove Zack's death from the game, right? They simply can't do that. The reason why fans got so attached to Zack was obviously because he made the ultimate sacrifice to save Cloud, and Zack's final breaths on that cutscene were so damn emotional that I'm sure Square would want fans to relive those scenes and feel his death the same way we did 15 years ago. Plus, I believe that it is important that the new fans can get attached to Zack in order for Rebirth to be successful. But now the big elephant in the room is how would they do something like that? How would you experience his death and at the same time make sure he lives? In my opinion, this ending plays exactly how it's supposed to play, and after his death, in that scene where he opened his eyes and say, "Those wings, I want them too." Instead of being Angel coming down and take him to heaven, the person actually holding his hand is Aerith that came from the singularity and said, "You'll soon have those wings, but your journey is not finished yet," giving him the extra power that he needs to win, which ultimately leads to Final Fantasy VII Remake's end, where Zack is alive. I believe it will be something along those lines. Sure, there are so many different possibilities, like having a secret ending if you beat 100% of the game, or just adding a cutscene after the credits where they can show a scene of Zack somehow surviving and make clear that Zack is in this new journey but in a different world or timeline, but honestly, I don't believe in any of those possibilities. In the end of the day, no one knows what's about to happen, but I am super excited for Crisis Core Reunion, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game on the 13th of December. With that being said, let me know how you feel that this is going to play out. Will the ending be exactly the same, or do you believe that something will be different? Let me know in the comment section below, and if your comment is one of the top 3 liked comments, I will feature a comment on my next Final Fantasy video. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and until our next adventure.